Hello, Cabinet Vision users. If you're in the cabinet refacing business, you're going to want to stick around for this. Today we're talking about cabinet refacing and selecting the proper hinge for overlay doors. So this is going to be fun. Stick around. Okay, so let me talk about this project that I'm going to use as the guinea pig for this. So I've got essentially kitchen. We've got looks like 1, 2, 3, 4 cabinets. And so just for the purposes of definitions, let's say that this refacing is simply to remove all the existing doors and replace them with new doors. And we're going to do the drawers as well. So that's going to be the scope of our work in Cabinet Vision. And so let's model that in Cabinet Vision. So one of the first things I did here is I took this, and I needed to make some notes as I went and measured the job. So I'm going to go measure the job, and I'm going to use this as my page that I'm going to make all my notes on. Okay, so this is essentially step one, documenting the job. So I've got all my existing dimensions of stiles and rails and widths of cabinets, etc., and so on. That just like you would any brand new job, I need to document what is existing. Step two is in Cabinet Vision, I need to create a job. And to do this job, there are two requirements to make this work. First, select the construction method as the express frame overlay. That is a requirement of making this work. Number two is under the hardware. We need to make sure that our hinge schedule is set for express overlay. So this express overlay is the hinge schedule used by the UCSs in this package to create or to select the proper hinges. So it's construction and hardware, two requirements to make this work. All other options in the job are optional. So it doesn't really matter. We just need to have those two requirements met to make this work. All right, I wanted to talk about layout also because in step 3 of my notes, I have one layout rule. Let's go back and look at the kitchen here for a moment. If we were laying this out as a new job or documenting an existing job or whatever, what we would be documenting is, it looks to me like we've got one cabinet here, one base cabinet here, we've got one upper here, and we've got this one, essentially it's an upper, but the legs go all the way down to the ground on that. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 cabinets. However, when we lay this out in Cabinet Vision, we need to think about this differently. We need to think in terms of sections instead of thinking in terms of the cabinets. And what I mean by that is, let's look at this first cabinet down here, this base cabinet that has this section, which is a door over here, pair of doors here, another door for the pair, and this false front. We need to make this work. We need to divide this single cabinet up into 2 cabinets as such. So this would be one cabinet over here with the tall door, and then another cabinet for the sink. So one section here, one section there. That's what I mean by sections. Likewise, on this upper cabinet, it has 2 sections of pairs of doors. So we're going to need to divide that cabinet into 2 cabinets like this. So we would have one cabinet on the left here, another cabinet on the right, a pair of doors. We don't need to do anything with this cabinet, this upper cabinet. It's just a pair of doors, one section. This base cabinet down here, it has 2 sections. We would make this drawer stack here one cabinet, it's a section, and this other cabinet over here with the single door hinged right, that would be another section. So instead of having just 1, 2, 3, 4 cabinets, we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cabinets. Okay, back to Cabinet Vision. that looks like this. So the elevation, there are two cabinets down here, two cabinets down here, two cabinets for the upper there, and one cabinet for the upper on the right. Having done that, that's going to be exactly what we are looking for also. Now, the one last step we need to do, now that we have the overall sizes of these cabinets and they're divided up where they need to be divided up, is we're taking the as-built measurements, the dimensions of all the stiles and rails and widths of the cabinets and heights, etc., and we need to get those in here as well. So every cabinet needs to be sectioned accordingly. So let's look at this cabinet up here, for example, number 5. Go into the section editor, and essentially what we have is we have an upper top rail that is 3 1/4, bottom rail is 1.5 inches, left is 2, and the right is 3/4. So the first step, once we have the overall size of the cabinet, is to size each one of the stiles according to what the as-built is. So this, on this finished end of this cabinet, this stile needs to be 2 inches. So if the construction method says that, oh, we're going to make the left stile 1.5 inches, you need to modify it so that we're modeling the real world of this job. Model all of these openings or all of these cabinets, existing cabinets, so that they model the real world. This mullion on the right, or this stile on the right, was the center mullion or center stile of the existing cabinet. However, and it was 1.5 inches. But since we're dividing this cabinet up into 2, as you recall, this cabinet we've divided up into 2, and so it had 1.5 inches center stile here, mullion. So we need to divide that up, or that 1.5 inches is now becomes 3/4. This overlay construction method for this says that it's driven by the reveal. So we want to tell Cabinet Vision now what we want our reveals to be all around this one section. This UCS, or this package, comes with the utility here, with these attributes to define what these reveals should be around this section. So I said that I want the doors to be flush to the bottom of the cabinet, so that is 0. I want the top reveal to be 2 3/4 in this case. And I want the left reveal to be 1/2 inch. I want the right reveal to be 1/4 inch. What that is going to do, going back to this cabinet here, is that's going to give us a 1/2 inch reveal here, and I'm looking for to get a 1/2 inch reveal out of there. So half of that reveal I'm going to take out of this cabinet, and half of the reveal I'm taking out of this cabinet. So a 1/4 inch reveal on the right and 1/2 inch reveal on the left. So in Cabinet Vision, that's why I've said that I want the right reveal to be 1/4 inch. The same with cabinet number 6. Now you would go through that exercise of documenting or changing the reveals all the way around. There is one reveal here. It says vertical reveal. That's actually the pair gap. So I would stick with that. If you change that to 0, you can see that there is now no gap in there between those cabinets. So let's keep that at 1/8 if that's what you want. That's certainly what I'm looking for in this case. Once you have all that completed, in other words, once you have documented all your reveals around there and the cabinets have been sized, we're pretty much good to go. Let's look at that one cabinet we were looking at just a second ago, cabinet number 5, and let's go up here to the Reports tab and look at what it has done with regard to selecting hinges for this. So it says that I need two number the Silentia 9-138 CUP3. This is going to mean a whole lot more if you deal with these hinges, but essentially this is the two. You need 2 of these hinges and you need 2 of these hinges for this cabinet. If we were to go to our reports now and look at all of the hinges for this. So I want to run a material summary, and I'm going to go to material summary here. In my notes report, I have the Salice hinges, and it's given me for this entire kitchen a breakdown of how many I need of each. So I need 4 pieces of this hinge, 6 of these hinge, and 10 of these hinges. So that in great detail is how this works. This is very handy for picking all of those. If you were to, so in this assembly sheet, you can see that I need 2 of those hinges and 2 of those. So this is pretty handy because it breaks it down as far as which, what cabinets are getting what hinges. So all the reports in Cabinet Vision are going to reflect the proper hinge selections here. Okay, so if this product, the Salice Silentia hinge selector, it looks like it's the right product for you. You can find that in the Craftsman Engineering store. So you can go to the craftsmanengineering.com and press the Shop CWES Packages selection on the menu, and that'll take you to the online store where you can find the Salice Silentia overlay hinge selector. Push on that and you can order that there. So it's complete with everything I just showed you. There's 2 UCSs. There is construction method, and there is a hinge schedule that comes with that. I look forward to serving you with this product. I think you won't be sorry, especially if you're in the cabinet refacing business. We'll see you on the next one.